Okay. Right, let's get going. I'll just have another little sip of my coffee. Okay. So we're going to start seated. Welcome to this morning's Yin Yang class. So I thought what we'd do is focus on the hips predominantly in the Yin section, because generally people have tight hips, and you kind of get that sense of deliciousness as you hold these hip openers for a long period of time. And it's actually quite difficult to work on the shoulders in Yin anyway, so so we'll do that. And then in the Yang part of the practice, we'll get your core fired up, and we'll open up the top of the body while working on a bit of strength in the lower body, and maybe do a few cool arm balances involving the legs. So yeah, let's see what happens. If you want a block to sit on just to elevate your hips, then go for that, and just bring yourselves into a nice comfortable seated position. Have a little bit of a wriggle around, get yourselves comfortable, and I will see you in just a second because my cat's opened this door as he does. There we go. Okay, so just allow the shoulder blades to drop down the back and let the chin drop towards your chest just a little bit so that the back of the neck is nice and long. And let's check in. So, checking in on a physical level, scanning your body from the feet all the way to the head. What's going on with that physical body today? Maybe feeling a little bit stiff after possibly rolling out of bed. This is a lovely way to wake up, so good on you if you did. Noticing any niggles, any little areas of tension, injuries. We're going to work with your body today rather than against it, so try not to go beyond your edge. We'll work with your edge. But it's really important to recognise when is too far. We don't want you to injure yourself. Remember, we're here to heal, not to hurt. And then checking in emotionally. So, how are you feeling? And how are you really feeling? What's going on? Similarly to your scanning of your physical body, scanning your emotional body and noticing what's happening, noticing any areas of tension, any conflict. See if you can let a little of what doesn't normally get the space in your busy day-to-day life, or even because you don't want to. Try to let that through, particularly in the Yin section of the class. Yin is all about receptivity, about feeling the emotions. You're on the safe space of your mat. There's no pressure. It's all about your choice. Maybe what you're feeling isn't your choice, but you can choose what to do with it. So try and allow some of that to be there. And as we work into the hips, you may find that things come up during the practice, and if anything becomes too much of a struggle, try to just focus on your breath and physical sensations. Don't worry, if anything lingers and it's difficult, then we can use the Yang part of the practice to emote your feelings, to maybe transform them into something that can help you during your practice. And you never know, you might just feel better, more balanced at the end. That is the intention, to bring balance back into your being, physical, emotional, mental and spiritual. So let's come into the breath now. We're going to breathe in through the nose and let it go through the mouth. Taking the breath down into the belly, into the sides of the ribs, all the way up into the top of the chest. And as you exhale, let it go through the mouth, the chest drops down, ribs come in, belly contracts. Inhale in through the nose. And exhale, let it go through the mouth. 2 more of these. And again. Gently blinking your eyes open, and if you need to uncross your legs to change your position, we're just going to do a little bit of pranayama first of all. So we're going to work with your Chandra Bandhana, which is your moon breath, and it's really nice to bring in that yin energy before we start to work into any asana. So taking your hand up to your face, bring your middle 3 fingers down, or you can keep them up and press them lightly on your third eye, and we're going to use the thumb and the little finger to plug your nostrils. Nice and easy. Okay, so bringing your hand up to your face. If you want to use a mudra, actually I don't talk about these very often. With your left hand, you can bring your thumb and your forefinger together and then extend your other 3 fingers out. So you've got this, and what this is to represent is a unification between your ego and your higher self, to bring balance energetically using intention. So if you wish to harness energy, then place your palm up, and if you want to contain your energy, then palm down. Okay, you can do that if you like. And then your right hand up to your face. So we're going to take the thumb and place it on the right nostril, inhaling through the left. Switch the nostrils and let it go through the right. Switch nostrils, inhale left. Switch, exhale in right. Switch, inhale left. And exhale right. Continue here, inhaling through the left and exhaling through the right. So as you inhale that cool air through your left nostril, we're bringing in the yin energy. And yin is feminine, soft, receptive. It's quite a heavy energy as well, so feel connected to the ground as you breathe in through the left nostril. You're supported, and therefore you can let go and begin to notice what might be going on. Like I said earlier, to feel your emotions. It's also cooling, calming and soothing. And this breath is really great to help you physically experience those sensations and that energy through that cool air coming in through your left nostril. Feel it spread down into your lungs and then through your whole body. And visualize travelling back from the extremities any negativity, any energetic blocks, any tension, toxicity, and feel that represented by the warmer air leaving your right nostril. Inhale in the yin, and exhale in anything that no longer serves you. Negativity, emotional blocks, tension. If you find that your mind starts to wander, just come back to that cooling sensation going in the left nostril. feel your mind soothed as you bring it back to the now by focusing on your breath. And as you exhale, let go of any unhelpful thoughts, anything that's distracting you from being present. We're going to take 3 more here. And then from there, just bring your right hand down and take a few breaths in through both nostrils and let it go through the mouth. Take a moment to check in how you're feeling physically, emotionally, maybe how your energy is. Noticing the effects of your pranayama. So we're going to move into your first physical posture now. So we're going to come into Baddha Konasana. I'll just do this here. So taking your feet in front and bringing the soles of the feet together. And have quite a big distance between your groin and the heels there. And then find your blocks or whatever other prop you're using and place the blocks to such a height that you can bring your forearms onto them. Some of you may be able to come down onto the floor. Now I'm pretty open in my hips and I can't. So make sure that you've got something that you can rest your forearms on. And then inhale, feel the back round. And as you exhale, you may want to go a little deeper just by bringing those forearms further forward. And then let your head hang loose here. Find a position where you can feel the edge of your stretch, but not to the point where you know that you're at your limit. And then come back into your breath. So remembering that yin is about being still in the pose, so it should be comfortable enough to hold while still experiencing some challenge. Experiencing that mild edge of sensation so that you can observe what's being felt. Looking to experience nothing more than a mild, dull ache rather than anything sharp, stabbing or burning. And by remaining still, with the muscles relatively relaxed, the stress will transfer to the denser connective tissues. Working on those yin tissues deeper down inside the body. And while I said to be still, if you do start to need to adjust in order to release anything that maybe has come into your awareness through holding the pose for longer, then of course do so, and then come back into stillness. Additionally, moving if you find that any sensations become too intense. And we hold for longer to allow that receptivity, noticing what's going on. staying present, using your breath. And another 5 breaths here. It's really important that we release from poses with care. There can be a sense of fragility as your tissues respond to the stress, and often you experience the release once you break the pose. So move slowly and mindfully as you transition from one pose to the next. One more breath. Walk your hands up onto the block and come up nice and slowly. And then take the hands around the sides of the legs and bringing those knees together. And just take a moment here just to notice whatever's going on. Maybe have a little wriggle side to side. Do whatever you need to do. And then we're settling in to a pose that you can hold comfortably. Now if this is really challenging for you here and you can't get down, then keep the elbows on the knees, and it might even be nice for you to bring yourself against the wall just for a little bit of extra support. Okay, so there's a few different options you can take. Coming into your squat. And once again, round the back, and just bring the chin towards the chest. And then coming back into your breath. There we go. Sorry to any YouTube viewers there, my Wi-Fi connection went out for a moment. Just be careful with your knees here. This deep flexion in the knees can cause stress, so if you need to lift up out of the pose in order to be more comfortable, then do so. Remembering that you should be feeling nothing more than a mild dull ache rather than any stabbing or any burning sensation. Nice big breaths in through the nose, bringing in more of that yin energy, exhaling, letting go of the tension. Well done. So the hips store a lot of emotional energy. We find as we start to disrupt the physical tension there, you can often experience an emotional release. So try just to let that happen. You've got your breath to help keep you focused. Maybe use this as an opportunity to be with those difficult emotions. Allow them to be expressed. We're not trained to allow those difficult emotions. Don't be sad. You'll get over it. It's not that bad. You know all of that stuff, right? Probably say it to yourself. But unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, we don't have a choice what we feel. We are sensitive. And when we aren't able to express what we actually feel, it gets locked in the body and it builds and it can show up elsewhere. Or it will just persist. Usually in these quieter moments you'll find that difficult stuff arises and we can't escape it usually here. We're just going to take another 5 breaths. You're doing really well. I know this is tough. Well done, guys. So remembering to come out of this pose slowly and mindfully when you're ready. And to do so, we're going to walk our hands up onto the block. Start to straighten up those legs. Nice and slowly. Bringing the feet a little closer together, the toes pointing forward, a little bend in the knees, and just hang here in a forward fold. Maybe moving those legs, straightening and bending the knees a little. Just to ease out. Well done. And then we're going to come into your next pose, which actually I'm going to demonstrate on the left side, but you come onto the right. So bring your right foot forward and then take your left knee behind. I'll just move my blanket then. So coming into a lunge position. You might want to support your back knee with a cushion or a blanket if you find that your knees are sensitive. Keeping your right knee over the ankle. And then from here, you might want a block. We're going to walk the hands around to the left side. So you're coming into a twist. So you should feel the right side of the body stretching towards your right knee. And again, if you need the block, you can come onto the block like this, or like this, or even bring your forearms onto the floor. So we're coming into a twist. I'll show you front ways on as well. There we go. Well done. And once again, just let that head bow down. So these poses where we're going to be working on both sides, we're not going to hold for as long. Starting to work into the outer hips a bit more here. And you may notice some sensations in the spine as you come into this position. Taking another 5 breaths here. Ready to move out, just walk yourself back up onto that block with the hands. Bring yourself back into centre. Take a moment here just to allow your spine to reset from that side bend. And then having your block at the left side, you can place your hand or your forearm on the block. And then we're going to turn to face your right knee, bringing your right hand onto the right thigh. So we've got a gentle abduction of this right leg here. maybe you want to come onto the outer edge of that foot just to increase that abduction a little further. So we're not forcing, just gently encouraging this. And then in order to come a little deeper, you can come onto your forearm here as you twist around, so revolving the right side of the chest around so that your heart is facing that knee, coming into your winged dragon. And see how it feels here, just to press a little more into the left leg, so the leg that's behind you. Notice how that changes the sensation through your left hip flexors. And release. And it might be nice for you just to relax that left ear towards the left shoulder. Remember, we're going for a mild, dull ache. No sharp stabbing or burning sensations. Going really deep into that right hip joint here. Just check in with whether or not you're holding any tension in your face here. Often we can do that when we're struggling somewhere else. Facial muscles contract, so relax your forehead, relax the eyebrows, the cheeks, let the lips and the teeth gently part, maybe even moving the jaw side to side. Another 5 breaths. And once again, coming out of the pose mindfully and slowly bringing your right foot back onto the ground, bringing that knee in. You've got a couple of options here. You can simply sit back into child's pose to release, or some of you may prefer, those who feel a little more flexible and energetic, you can come into downward facing dog, lift your right leg, bend the knee, and just open the hips out to that left side a bit more. Right side even. And then from here, we're going to move on to the other side. So bringing your left foot forward, your block at the right side of your mat. And then from here, take your right knee back, keeping this left knee over the ankle. And we're then going to side bend over to the right. And if you want your block, coming onto the forearms, or just holding onto the block with your hands, whatever feels good. And so we're not going to let that foot rock out to the side yet. Just keep your big toe pressing down on that left side. And enjoy this side bend. A lovely stretch into the left side of the body. Well done. I can see some children there. 5 more breaths here. To break the pause, lift yourself up and then come back to center. Take a moment there, and then from here we're going to turn to face your left knee as you bring the left hand onto the knee, or thigh, sorry. And if you like, you can rock onto the outer edge of your left foot, maybe coming down onto your forearm, using the block if you need to, and revolving the left side of the chest around. Try here, seeing what it feels like to put a bit more weight through that right leg, the leg that's behind. And drop your right ear to right shoulder. So remember, we're not pushing this knee out, just gently encouraging to help you increase the sensation if that's what you need. No forcing here. Take that soothing breath to where you feel the tension and let some of that go, represented by the heat of your exhalation. Relaxing the face. Relax the jaw, the neck. Just another couple of breaths here. When you're ready to release, come back onto that right foot, bring the knee in. You can sit back into child's pose. Take your time. Or those of you who are a bit more supple, tuck the back toes and push yourself back into a three-leg downward dog. The left leg lifts, bend the knee, open the hips. Enjoy how that feels. And then we're coming into downward facing dog as we move into the yang part of the practice now. So from your downward facing dog, have a little move, bend the knees, maybe lifting the hips as you bend the knees, maybe bending both knees and straightening them up. Just do what you need to do and then come into a more static downward facing dog. Let the head hang loose here. Pressing through the fingertips and through the circumference of your palm. Nicely grounded through the hands there. Turning your biceps to face forward so that you get this external rotation of the upper arms. Feel the back rounded, the shoulder blades spreading around the sides of the ribs as you get that nipping sensation behind the armpits. Lifting your ribs and your belly up to the back of the body. Squeeze your sit bones together. Squeeze the quads. And reach through the heels. Well done. 2 more breaths. And now I'll invite you to use your Ujjayi breath, or simply breathing in and out through the nostrils. Try to make some sound on your exhalation by slightly constricting the back of the throat. Look to the space between your hands and walk or step to the top of the mat. We're going to lengthen forward as you inhale, soften the knees, exhale as you fold in. Press through the heels, rising up. Tuck your tail, lift your ribs, bring the biceps past the ears, and exhaling as you fold forward. Inhaling, lengthen forward. Stepping both feet back into a high plank. And we're going to hold your high plank for 5 breaths. So once again, spread the fingers, press through the fingertips, the circumference of the palm. Turn your biceps to face forward. Push the chest up. Wrap shoulder blades. Lift belly. Tuck your tail, squeeze your thighs. Those who want a bit more for the last 3 breaths, you can bring the shoulders forward of the wrists and come up onto the big toe tips, coming into this hollow plank. And if you want a bit more, you can drag the wrists back towards the toes and try to drag the toes forward. We've got one more breath. Relax the neck. Make your way back to downward facing dog. You can go directly or you can lower down, chaturanga, keep the elbows into the sides, modify with the knees down if you must. Coming into your cobra, squeezing the shoulder blades together and then joining those who went straight to downward facing dog. Well done. Drop down onto your forearms coming into dolphin. Bring the toes further forward if you like. Push down through forearms, lift chest, lift belly, wrap shoulder blades. Head hanging loose here. As you press through your forearms, shift the weight into the legs. Well done. Starting to work into the upper body a bit now. Start to feel that fire building. As we work with yang energy, it's lighter, more active. We're lifting up. It's hot. It's strong, masculine and dynamic. Well done. One more breath. And then from here, press into the hands and lift the elbows back into downward facing dog. Inhale in downward facing dog. Bend the knees, walk, step or float to the top of the mat. Feet hip width apart, lengthen your spine. Inhale, exhale, fold. Press through the heels, we're going to rise up. Tuck the tail, lift the ribs, biceps past the ears in your back bend. Watch that lower back. Exhale as you fold. Lengthening forward, inhale. Step back into high plank. Well done. Okay, so we're really going to build the fire here. It's a bit like boot camp. Inhale, come down onto your left forearm. Exhale, right forearm. Inhale, left hand presses and you straighten up. Right hand presses, you straighten up. Well done. Come down now, right forearm, left forearm. Press into right hand, press into left. Left down, press into left, press into right. Keep those hips up. You can come down onto the knees if you wish. Coming back up into high plank. You choose. Go back to downward facing dog directly or via chaturanga. If you're taking chaturanga, transition through with your back bend. Downward facing dog. Well done. Inhale, bend the knees. Walk, step or jump to the top of the mat. Lengthen forward. Well done. Exhale, folding in. Press through the heels, rise up. Stretch your spine, watch the lower back. And exhaling, hands to heart. Well done. Bring the feet together. Or if it's more comfortable, keep them slightly apart, no wider than hip width distance. And we're going to bring the arms back and sit down chair pose. Well done. So 5 breaths in chair pose. Check that you can see your toes. Tuck the tailbone. Lift the belly. Lift the ribs. Let the shoulder blades drop down the back and reach through the sides of the body. Well done. So getting a bit of power into those legs now. Countering all that opening with some strength and power. Inhale. Bring your hands to heart center as you exhale. Inhale here, and we're going to twist the body round, bringing your left elbow to the outside of the right knee. If the elbow doesn't reach, bring your left hand along the thigh and bring your right hand onto your lower back. Sit the bum down. Lengthen forward, inhale, twisting round, exhale. Sit the bum down a bit more. Check here that that left knee hasn't shot forward, so equalise the knees a bit more. Well done. Bottom down a bit more there, Em, if you can. Well done. Inhale in. Exhale. Inhale, come to centre. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale here. I know the legs are starting to feel it. Exhale, go round the other side. Watch that right knee hasn't shot forward. Well done. Squeeze your sit bones towards each other. Lift belly button up to the spine. Help yourself out here with some core strength. One more breath. Inhale, center. Exhale, fold. Well done. I know that was tough. Inhale, lengthen forward. Those who can get their hands on the floor, maybe you want to try a jump back to chaturanga. Everyone else, step back and make your way to downward facing dog. Left toes on the diagonal, right foot forward. We're going to lift up, warrior one. So hips are forward in warrior one, not to the side. Press your hands together above your head and bring the hands behind the neck. Lifting up through the ribs, armpits and elbows. Legs are strong. You should be able to press through the outer edge of your back foot. And if you like, you can tip the head back into the forearms. Keep pressing the hands together. Lift up ribs, lift elbows, lift armpits. Well done. Inhale, straighten up the arms. Bring the hands down. Exhale, step back, high plank. You might want to keep your right foot lifted in a one-legged plank. Maybe come down, one-legged chaturanga, and then into your back bend. Of course, you've got the option to go from plank straight to downward dog, always. Back into your downward facing dog. Right toes on the diagonal, bring them up the mat a little. Left foot forward, lifting up, warrior one. Hands high prayer. Press the hands together, bend the elbows as you bring the hands behind the neck. We're going to inhale, press down through the feet, pushing through the outer edge of that back foot. Lift ribs, lift armpits, lift elbows, press the hands together and shift the weight back into your forearms. Well done. 2 more breaths. Breathing in through the nose, letting it go through the nose. Inhale, arms up. Hands down, exhale, step back, high plank. Make your way to downward facing dog. You can try a one-legged chaturanga if you wish before coming through into your upward facing or cobra. Over the toes, downward facing dog. Well done. Forearms down, dolphin. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, bring the knee into the armpit. Well done. One more. Inhale, lift. Use that leg to lift, wrap shoulders. Exhale, knee into armpit. Well done. Right foot down. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to armpit. Use that strong left leg straight to lift, lift, lift. Exhale, knee into armpit. Well done. The left foot comes down. We press into the hands, lift up into your downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, walk step. Float to the top of the mat. The feet together. Lengthen forward, inhale. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Well done. Okay. Inhale in, chair pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale here. Exhale, left elbow, right knee, twist round. Okay, so we've got the hands pressing together, or you've got the left arm along that thigh, right hand behind. So shift the weight further forward, and then I want you to lift your left foot off the ground. Bring the left heel to the buttock. And then we're going to take that left foot back as you come into a high lunge twist. Well done. That's really hard, I know. So bringing that left foot down as you come into a high lunge twist. Well done. One more breath here. Inhale as you lift up into your high lunge. And bring the hands down as you step back into your one-legged plank. Make your way back to downward facing dog. You choose how. Left toes on the diagonal. Right foot forward. Lift up, warrior one. Open out, warrior two. From here, bend your left elbow, so the back elbow, and pull your left elbow back with the hand towards the chest. Reach your right arm forward. So we're pulling back and we're reaching forward. Well done. Keeping the front knee over the ankle, the hips facing the left side of the mat. Coming into your archer warrior. Well done. Hips, shoulders over hips, spine long. Feel that stretch across your chest. Well, that was a mouthful. Okay, left arm straightens out. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel the arms forward, stepping back. A one-legged plank if you wish. Lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale, coming through. Exhale, downward facing dog. Well done. Right toes on the diagonal, left foot forward. Lift up, warrior one, hips facing the top of the mat. Exhaling, open out, archer, warrior two. Pulling that right elbow back with the hand in the chest here. Left arm forward, well done. Shoulders and hips in the same line, well done. Stretch your chest, pull that arm back, reach this arm forward, well done. Make sure you're still using your back leg, keeping the front knee over the ankle. Check that that front knee hasn't caved in. Well done. Open out that right arm. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel the arms forward, stepping back, high plank, maybe lifting the left leg, one-legged plank, and make your way to downward facing dog. You choose how. Well done. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. Bring the knee to the chest as you come into plank and bring your left foot down. We're going to lift up into a high lunge. Bring the hands above the head, bring the hands to heart as you exhale. Inhale here and exhale, go into your high lunge twist. So you've got the option here, if the elbow doesn't come outside the knee, to reach your arm along the thigh and bring your left hand onto your lower back. Well done. From here, shift the weight forward. Now this is a harder transition. We're going to come into your chair twist. So lift your back leg. Well done. Bend the right knee, bringing those knees together, feet together, and come into your chair twist. Well done. So it's the opposite to how we went back into that high lunge twist earlier. Well done. Oh, it's a bit dark here. 2 more breaths. Inhale in, chair pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Well done. Okay, so we're going to go into tree pose. Grounding through your left big toe. Bring the left hand onto the hip. And then taking your right knee out to the side. Heel above the ankle. Or if you like, you can bring the heel onto the shin. Those who are a bit more supple, you can bring this foot into the groin. So we want to bring that energy into the centre line. So press through your left big toe knuckle, bring the left hip in, and bring the hands together into prayer position in front of the heart. Well done. Watch that you're not rocking onto the outer edge of that left foot. So we can play with a bit of instability here, just to help you hold things. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, arms out to the side. I fell. Okay, so you can continue there for 3 more breaths. Those who are a bit more supple, maybe taking hold of that right foot and straightening out your right leg. Kick the foot into the hand and open out into this variation. Ooh. Oh God, I'm struggling today. Have a little smile, everybody. And break the pose, bringing the right foot down. Oh dear me. Okay, so grounding through the right foot, right hand on the hip, and coming into tree pose on the other side. Well done. Okay, so I used the expression when things go to shit last night. Obviously that's just happened again. So what do? Well, let's just laugh and then we start again. Alright, so coming into your tree pose. Once you're here, you can start with the arms up. Inhale, exhale, take them out to the side. Doing this for 4 more times, or some of you may want to take hold of that left foot, kick the foot into the hand and open out into your extended hand to big toe variation. Stillness. And when you're ready, break the pose. Well done. Okay, top of the mat. Inhale in chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen forward. Walk, step off, float back. Make your way to downward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk into the back of the mat with the hands, and we're going to come down into that squat once again. You should be pretty open here. So, Bakasana, crow pose. What we have physically, we've got these knees squeezing onto the arms, and then we're pushing those knees out with the arms. So you've got that resistance, which means that you switch on these abductors. We've also got open through the back of the hips here, so that should be a bit easier for you after all that yin. We've then got upper body strength, so bring the hands onto the ground, elbows over the wrists. So we want nice columns with those forearms. Bringing the knees onto the elbows or as high up the triceps as you can. From here, make sure that your forearms are straight. Press through the fingertips, the circumference of the palms, and then bring your feet together. Now, stay here. Don't lift the feet and start to tip forward. Push the chest away from the ground. Round your upper back. Tip forward. And this is the next component, leaning into the fear. Okay, you're about 6 inches away from the ground. You're going to be fine if that head comes down, as long as you are controlled and mindful. Tipping forward and the feet will lift. Well done. Those who are really comfortable here, I want you to allow yourself to fall to the floor with control. The head comes down. If you're here, then you can shift the weight onto one side and lift the other leg away, coming into your one-legged variation. Then we're going to switch and go to the other side. From here, we're then going to lift back. So press, lift, tip the weight back. Try to avoid bringing the feet down before you're back up. And then we all come back to the safety of our feet. Well done. Inhale. Walk your hands to the top of the mat and come into downward facing dog. Amazing. Well done. Well done. Okay, from here, we're going to give those wrists a rest. So just come down onto your knees and then take your hand and bring the other hand along the fingers, the knuckles, pushing your wrist forward and then wrap this shoulder blade around. So this sensation. Feel the shoulder blade come around and drop down. So we're still getting a bit of work into the shoulders here. Push the wrist forward, shoulder blade coming down and round. Imagine you're pushing the energy out the back here. Give the wrist a shake, and then we're going to do the other side. Well done. So you'll notice here that as you turn your bicep to face the ceiling, you get this external rotation with the upper arm, and that helps you get the wrap of this shoulder blade. This is what we're trying to achieve in your arm balances, in your downward facing dog, your forearm, your dolphin, sorry. Okay, give the wrists a bit of a shake. Well done. Okay, so we're going to go with your headstand first of all. Little bit of inversion play. So coming onto your knees, bring your elbows onto the ground. Hands onto the shoulders, and then you're going to cross the hand, interlace the fingers. Those who've got a really comfortable headstand here, lift up and try to play with the legs a little bit. Those who are still working on headstand, follow me. So we're going to bring the back of the head into the cradle. So not the top of the head, but the back of the head. It should be like this. And you should be able to look back past your knees and past your feet. If you're looking up to your belly, or down in between the elbows, the head's in the wrong position. Well, not wrong, but not necessarily safe. Press through your forearms, push the biceps away. Imagine you're in that dolphin and push your chest away from the floor. As you push your chest, you lift into the shoulders and the head comes away from the floor. From here, tuck the toes, lift the knees. Press and lift. Well done. You can straighten the legs here. Press. It gets harder to press. Okay, so the top of the head just skimming the floor. And then we're going to lift your strong leg. Like in your dolphin earlier on, use that strong leg, the top leg, to lift you up. Keep the other knee into the chest. Get here first of all. Press into the forearms and then have a little lift. Those who are really comfortable here, bring the soles of your feet together. So like in that butterfly that we did earlier on, and twist around to one side and then come to centre and go to the other. Just while I have a look and see how people are getting on. So strong top leg. Amazing, Em. Well done. The top leg is straight as you possibly can. Nice! Em, that's my biggest fear. Well done. Nice, Ali. Well done. Nice, Chris. That's it. Use that leg to lift, Chris. Lift, lift, lift. Okay, when you're ready, coming down without making a sound and sit back into your child's pose. Well done. Well done. Okay, so next time, forearms. Lift up into dolphin. Now those of you who have a wall, what you could do is do this with the wall. So you want to be about a leg's width from the wall, and you can walk up the wall and try to create this L shape. The head hangs loose. And then you can lift one leg or the other. If you haven't got a wall, don't worry. We're going to try some kick-ups into this. So again, strong leg lifts. Head hangs loose. Bend the knee and work on kicking yourself up. Trying to find that balance point. Think hips over shoulders. Use your right leg to lift. Well done. Nice, Ali. Nice. Try and touch the ceiling with that top foot. Yes, Chris, there was a point there. I saw it. Well done. Switch sides. Notice how different it is with your weaker leg lifted up. That can indicate how much work the legs are doing in helping you with this. Okay, you're doing a great job. That's it. So it's quite cardio intensive. Let's have a rest in child's pose. Well done. Amazing job, guys. So we're also working with fear in these inversions here. Okay, so we're really going to work with fear now. What I'd like you to do is come into downward facing dog. Start walking forward. So you're now more in a forward fold. Press through the fingertips, through the circumference of the palm. Lift the heels. Turn your biceps to face forward. Press the chest away from the ground. Keep your left knee into the chest. Lift your right leg. Use your right leg to lift. Tip forward. And if you want to try a couple of kicks up, you can. Super hard here. Whoop. Well done, that's amazing, Em. Really go for it. Yes. Well done. Nice. Woohoo! That's amazing. Well done. Of course, you can do this with the wall as well. So if you have a wall nearby, let's face the wall, coming a foot away from the wall, and try it this way, against the wall. Whoop. Once you find the wall, legs high, and then bring the feet together. Whoops, that block is going to be the death of me. They're supposed to help you. Okay, so notice, and I'm sharing my practice with you here too. So when I had the wall there, I didn't even need to touch it at times. I could kick up into it. Yeah, I'm frightened to do it here. So it's really important that we notice, even though there's no difference here without the wall there or there, if I'm not actually using the wall, but there's something about that perceived safety of having the wall there, which means that I can go for it. And I can't really get my head around it because I don't mind falling over, really. I don't like doing it on my forearms, but other than that, and so it's just very strange. And for me, and I won't share too much because this is your practice, but I kind of learned that it's because I don't like to not know where I'm going. And so if I've got the wall there, it's almost like, well, look, you're going to be all right because you have a sense of where you're going. And that showed me so much about how I am in my life. I really don't like the unfamiliar, the unknown, and it brings up all kinds of really difficult feelings in me, makes me feel inadequate. And that's what, handstand has taught me, that I'm frightened of the unknown. And it sounds simple, but it's crippling in those moments where actually I don't even catch myself, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel so anxious and overwhelmed. And it usually always comes back to that. They're not feeling like I know where I'm going, and so I'll stand still and be petrified. So yeah, I became aware of that through handstand, and it's something I continue to work on. All right then, so we're down on the floor. Let's have a sit down. Let's just do... let's just do a little bit of hip opening. So bring just to finish off, nice and soothing. So bring yourself back into Baddha Konasana, because we've been very much about everything coming into the centre line. And then bring your hands around the soles of your feet, the thumbs pressing just underneath that big toe knuckle there. Bring the elbows in. We're going to inhale as you lift and exhale as you fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Sometimes when we work into these inversions, you can get quite a lot of compression through your lower back. We tend to go to where it feels easier. And that's often due to, I wouldn't say a lack of core strength, but maybe a lack of the required core strength to hold the pose. So that's why there is this drive towards trying to achieve a straighter back in your inversions. Especially women who tend to have a bit more weight around the hips, because they're my babies, obviously. There can be a real tendency there to overarch the lower back. So just enjoy how the lower back is nicely stretched out here. And coming up, and then we're going to have a lie down. Okay, so we'll finish off back in that yin energy, and let's do that lovely twist where we stretch the front of the body. So cross your left knee over the right. If you want to hook that left foot underneath, you can. And then we're going to lift the hips over to the left and let the knees drop out to the right. Bring your right hand onto your left thigh, just up by the groin there, and then bring your left hand onto the lower ribs. Keep your shoulders down and the head looking up, and then we're going to press the legs together, push the right hand down into the thigh, and lift your left ribs up as you inhale, Exhale in as you encourage those left ribs over to the side. And you'll start to feel the back ribs on the left side come down. So inhale, increase the distance between your hands. Exhale, let those ribs go out to the side. Well done. 3 more breaths here. One more. And come back to centre, unravel the legs, give the knees a little hug in towards the chest just to make sure everything's back in the centre. And then cross your right knee over the left. If you want to hook around, you can. Hips over to the right, and then knees over to the left. Keep your shoulder blades on the ground. Left hand coming up to the top of that right thigh. Right hand on lower ribs. Inhale. Bring the hands further away from each other. Stretching the belly there. And then as you exhale, right ribs moving out to the side. So those long holds, opening up into the hips, feel like a distant memory now. We've been through the yin and the yang. Settling back into that yin space now as we consolidate and bring everything together. So when I was talking to you there about my handstand journey, to be honest, I learned most of what was holding me back in the Shavasana afterwards. So I'd be practicing, kicking up against the wall, building strength in my upper body, core, trying to understand that connection between the legs. But it was only when I lay down in stillness, I actually got to realise what was going on with that fear part. So it's really important to balance out your yang practice where you're doing and everything's active with some more introspective, contemplative time. And coming back to centre, hook the knees into the chest. Maybe draw a couple of circles with the knees one way and then the other. And then releasing into your Shavasana. You might want a blanket just to cover yourself up. Have a little wriggle about. Maybe a cushion under the knees can feel nice. Maybe a bit of support for your head. Whatever you like. And bring your left hand onto your heart, your right onto your belly, or you can have the hands stretched down the body with the palms up. You choose what's best for you. And let's take 3 deep breaths in through the nose. And as you exhale, let it go through the mouth and feel your body becoming heavy, sinking into the ground. Start to reconnect with that lovely yin energy. 2 more breaths. And so now releasing all control of the body. Let the body give way to the ground. No longer controlling the breath. Trust your breath. Let it do what it needs to do. And if your mind starts to wander, just notice where it went and bring it back to that inhale, bringing relaxation, and the exhale, releasing tension. is softer, body is relaxed, breath steady. Bring your awareness to your heart centre. Take that internal gaze to the centre of your chest. Next, you are going to start a series of deep breathing to balance Yin and Yang energy. On the inhale, imagine you are breathing in everything you want in life. Be especially receptive while breathing in, mentally storing the energy that you've just taken in. And with the energy stored and generated on the inhale, you are now going to release it into the world on the exhale. Remind yourself to be active and present. Inhaling, breathing in everything you want in life. Maybe bring some more things to mind. Mentally store that energy, and as you exhale, breathe it out into the world. Doing this 3 more times. Use every ounce of awareness and intention as you bring that energy in, as you work on manifesting your heart's desires. All that strength and power behind the inhale, and then as you exhale, just let it go. Trust that the universe will bring you everything that you need just at the right time, as it is right now. One more time. And now bring to mind the energy of balance, whatever that might mean for you. Bring that energy into your being, first of all through your heart. The heart being the centre of the physical and the spiritual world, bound together with love, compassion, joy and freedom. Allow that feeling, that energy of balance to come in through your heart and then spread it through your whole being. Remember this feeling and know that you can bring it about at any time in your life by just having the intention, connecting back to the sensations that you're experiencing right now. And then we're going to come back into the body, first of all via the breath. So taking a deep and intentional breath into your heart. And as you exhale, feel that warm glow of energy and balance spread through your whole body to your fingers and toes. Gently starting to move the fingers and toes. Maybe giving the head a little rock side to side. Moving the elbows, the knees, shoulders and hips. And then if you feel ready, take a nice big inhale, reaching the arms overhead and the legs out in front. Hugging the knees towards the chest and coming over onto whichever side feels good for you. Take a moment there, savouring this feeling. Take it with you into the rest of your day, riding the highs and the lows, knowing that it's all part of the plan. those difficult times an opportunity to build and express your strength, and the quieter moments where things are peaceful to enjoy and let go. And when you're ready, gently press yourself up to seated. Use that top hand just to save the neck doing as much work. And bring your hands together into prayer position in front of your heart. We're going to finish the practice with some gratitude. Gratitude is a really great way of bringing balance into a negative thinking mind or an over anxious mind that's always looking for what's not right. We look for what is. And so, inhaling, bring to mind a conflict in your life and send out gratitude for that conflict as an opportunity for you to develop strength, to notice what triggers you, and be able to have the opportunity to work through those triggers, helping you get to know yourself better and not have to worry about conflict as you know how to deal with it. Taking another breath in, and I'd like you to bring to mind now something that's going really well in your life, something that maybe you've been a part of creating and that you enjoy, that is something that's just there for pleasure now because you've worked so hard on bringing that into your life. And now taking another breath in, and bring to mind something about you, just about you, who you are, how you think, how you respond, something that you love about you that's already going really well. Notice how your heart feels after you express gratitude. And now, to bring us together before we leave, let's take a final breath of the practice. Inhaling and exhaling as you gently blink your eyes open. Okay, so thanks for sharing your practice with me today, guys. Namaste. Have a wonderful weekend. Hopefully the sun will shine a bit more than it's expected to, and I will see you all soon. So we've got pranayama in the morning and meditation and power on Monday. I will see you then. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye, Chris.